It's Pixel Brit. It's Pixel Brit. It's me. Hi. It's the new guy on the block. The one and only. The moneymaker. The heartbreaker. The soul shaker. It's me. Today we're doing the same old, back onto Skyrim VR. Pretty psyched up to play it again. There's this two-handed sword I want to go and get. It's near Raven Rock. And it's pretty magical, I'll say that for sure. We'll leave that as it is as a little hint for what's in store. But yeah, thinking about getting that sword and popping back down to Skyrim again. Because right now we're in Solstice, so might think about getting that sword, get back to Skyrim, level up my smithing level to 50, so I can then improve that sword basically, and maybe the champion's cudgel as well. I'm having a tough choice between either two weapons. I know the champion's cudgel is beautiful and it's my babe, but that sword, man, you gotta check it out when I get it, guys. So yeah, back to normal again. Get that sword, get on the boat back to Skyrim, and then, you know, catch up with some mining and some smithing. I need to get on top of that because my smithing level is only level 21. I want to get it to 50 by today, guys. By today, so I'm gonna get my pickaxe, get a tunic on, and get mining. A lot of mining. I know of some areas to go to get some iron ore, and we're just gonna hit up that place basically and make lots of iron gear and steel. Do, 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 do. Oh. Just a sec, guys. There we go. Alright. Yeah, run some Skull Village and shithole. Nope. Wrong way. Ugh, what a shithole. Anyway, we're gonna leave these guys to it. Gonna give me a... need this. I cannot see out here. Oh, look at that thick snow though. Cozy. I could just live under here. Well, that's it guys, I'm retiring from Skyrim. I'm gonna be living here for the rest of my days because it's cozy. It's cozy. It's cozy. Like a little house. Right in here. Cozy as fuck, man. Oh shit.
Where'd you
Oh. Let the weather starting to calm down a bit over here. I'm on the other side of the island anyway. I need to get to Raven's Rock. Raven's Cock. Oops. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a right-click follower as well. Oh, I think this is the place. Here it is.
You follow me. You follow me.
Okay.
You follow the rock. Hey, Dragon. You strong. Help Dragon. Jeff smart. Most likely dumb, but Jeff smart. We family. We strong. You stronger. Bilkamak, run. Prize beast, run. Bull Dragon, chase away. Bilkamak, fear. You bring him, follow you, yes. Bilkamak, prize beast, you find, he follow. Bilkamak, love meat, give meat, he follow, you go. Where beast, see you, no see, Bilkamak, go, go.
I need meat in here. I need meat. meat.
Go. Find Ilkamak.
Yeah, I need to get meat first. I'm gonna just run around doing nothing with no meat. Looks like we've got improvise, I think. Yeah, looks like we're improvising.
That'll teach you.
Come on, boy.
Ilkamak. Reibkin. Missing. Red grass. Need for God speak. Dance. You bring red grass. We dance. Here, like this. Go bring 2 hands of red grass to be friend of Reibkin. Red grass. Good red grass. Later we burn. Now, final task. Then you Reibkin. Bad north, sectors, heirs, live by water, bother Reibkin. We fight, you strong, you help. No more bad norths. Bad people, they come fight us. We fight back now. We fight. Come on.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Must be another node somewhere. I'm not sure. Obviously this is not it, isn't it? The fuck? What the hell?
You strong. Want to be chief. Strong. Always fight strong. Yeah, fuck you. You strong. Strong. Always fight strong. Old chief strong. Me stronger. You stronger. Fight me. Wala wasa. Wala wasa.
Am I supposed to be able to control these guys now?
something? Oh, all right then. You know where to find me. Were you looking for? Of course. Let's go. Where'd you come from?
From that look on your face, I'm guessing you've never seen a Silt Strider before. This is Dusty. I personally trained her from a lava. Feels like a lifetime ago now. She hasn't been in traveling condition for quite a while now. I've tried to let her go off on her own, but she insists on staying here. We get by trading odds and ends with the locals. I've decided to stay here and make sure she passes in peace. It's the least I can do for her. Every once in a while, a local makes it out here, although they usually just want to catch a glimpse of Dusty. Silt Striders are pretty rare now. What would you like to know? The blast from the volcano wiped most of them out. Found Dusty in a small cave on Vardenfell. Silt Strider cocoons are pretty tough. Mostly for transporting goods and people. They were pretty commonplace in Morrowind, but that was ages ago. A Silt Strider carapace is so strong it can withstand the harshest of weather. Even the legendary sandstorms of Vardenfell's Molag Armor region were said to barely make a dent in them. Of course, that's all ash now. All right. Safe travels.
Who's there?
Ой, и коза. Вот чак.
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just get out of this.
So we're here. There you go. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Skibba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Boop.
If you need a ride back to the mainland, Jalen's the only way off this rock. This may be the frontier, but we've still got rules. Break them.
What news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth? I had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Carius's exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock. Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece. And you got rid of General Carius. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful.
Nice.
It can be. Even the most experienced warriors can fall prey to petty distractions. They usually didn't amount to much, but they make my job that much harder. some of my own men have become quite accustomed to a spirit they called Emberbrand wine. Despise the stuff myself. It's powerful and tremendously addicting. I've seen men fail to finish even a single flask. If I knew where they were stashing the bottles, I'd put an end to it myself. You would? That would be helpful. I just don't have time to do it myself right now. They're too smart to have left it in the bulwark. I'd search one of the abandoned houses on the outskirts of town. Ah, this is bone mold armor. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say? It's fashioned from actual bone that's been reinforced with a resin-like material and then shaped to form the armor plating. It might appear brittle, but I'd wager it could stop the blow of a weapon better than iron or steel. All of the soldiers in this town are Redoran Guard. Some of the best warriors that House Redoran has to offer. I've spent quite a few years honing their skills, and I can assure you they're not just your average city guard. To protect Councillor Morvain, of course. He has quite a few friends on the council back in Morrowind, and they wanted to ensure his safety while he was here. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to discuss it. Find me that stash of wine. I'm itching to be rid of it.
Wafatu. Abijaalaka waramalik. Abijaalaka waramalik.
This island's nothing but a pile of rubble. Don't like it. I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the shop and go to sleep. What kind of a life is that? Oh, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could. But I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone. We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. Keep yourself safe.
Assisting the Redoran Guard with the Ash Spawn attacks has earned you quite the reputation here. Keep it up.
I work for Mogrul. You got a problem, you talk to him.
With the Ash Spawn threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Traveling beyond the bulwark will be much safer as a result of your victory at Fort Frostmoth. Many thanks. On behalf of House Redorin and as Councillor of Raven Rock, I bid you welcome. You've never heard of House Redorin? We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the Council, the ruling body of Morrowind. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful and influential Dunmer families have been ruling Morrowind for millennia. They embody a council made up of 5 great houses: Telvanni, Dres, Indoril, Sadras, and Redorin. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized. Our house leads the council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical volumes in my library. Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, I lack the resources to actually govern anything but Raven Rock itself. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town anyway. Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skarl village. They pretty much keep to themselves, and we both like it that way. Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind, we get along. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with bandits and reeklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this. It used to be one of the richest ebony mines in Morrowind, but it dried out years ago. Now, we're barely holding out here. Without the mine, Raven Rock doesn't feel like it can last much longer. My doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock. Traveling beyond the bulwark will be much safer as a result of your victory at Fort Frostmoth. Many thanks.
Breivik. Habicha alaka waramalik. Yontar. Elifa. Habicha alaka waramalik.
You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious. A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound. They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the Strident Squall, or something like that. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine? One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees. Before he died, he told the Redoran Guard about the wreck and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers. Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my
Assisting
folio.
the Redoran, I have to be. As second counsel, this isn't exactly. After all we've been through together, Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstheim. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced. Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. Been that way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from there. Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. An attempted expansion? Revenge for the enslavement of their people? Or perhaps both? Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmen needlessly lost their lives, and many more were exiled from their homeland. I appreciate the help you've been giving us.
You can go where you please.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
This is House Redoran territory. You do well to remember that.
If you're dealing with me, there's only one thing to remember. Pay your debts.
Teldrin Sero, Blade for hire. If you have the coin, I'm at your service.
We have all sorts of authentic dark elf food and drink here. Gildas spares no expense.
Miserable. Just... This island's nothing but a pile of rubble. What's the point trying to make a life here?
Welcome to the wretching... How about a drink for the hero who cleared Fort Frostmoth? The finest sujamma across your... In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste... All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it. I was kind of... Here, take these samples of the sujamma and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you. Welcome to the Retching Netch, Outlander. What can I get you?
Modin Veleth, captain of the Redoran Guard at your...
Vendel Severin. A pleasure to meet you, Serio. Not today. Too many things on my mind. Pleasant journey, Serio.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
Gildas, I don't mind work. Sorry. Gildas won't allow me to drink while I'm working at the Netch. Safe travels.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem, you talk to him. I'll give you this warning. Take that swill and pour it down a well.
Fight well. Tell the best swordsman in all Morrowind is at your service. Don't pass up on this opportunity.
It's busier now that things... Gildas needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are outstanding. Thanks. If you need any supplies, you know where to find me.
Your actions. Always a pleasure to taste anything Gildas comes up with. If the quality's right, I'll take those off your hands. Let me take a look. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have.
How do you feel? I should mix some of this into my next potion. Who knows what would happen?
Glover Mallory. Perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink. Thanks for saving me the trip.
Keep moving.
That pickaxe back to me, or else.
Excuse me, but the temple is for followers. Get that vile liquid away from me. Non-believers are never welcome here. This may be the frontier, but we've still got rules. Break them.
I was always taught to avoid these types of ruins. I think I see why now.
Precious, last time you explored the mine, you almost fell to your death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great-grandfather's remains. He's down here. I can feel it.
That was almost huh?
Just let me go, woman.
Precious, you're an obstinate old fool, and you're going to get yourself killed.
Who in the blazes are you? Can't you see I'm busy? Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are. Maybe. Been difficult trusting people lately. They think I'm crazy. But mark my words, these mines hold a secret that could put Raven Rock back on the map. A secret the East Empire Company swept under the rug 2 centuries ago. It killed my great-grandfather and left Raven Rock with a worthless and tainted mine. You never heard of them? They're the largest trading company in Tamriel, originally chartered by the Emperor of Cyrodiil himself. Gratian Kyrelius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel, and he died in these very mines almost 200 years ago. The East Empire Company called it a terrible accident, claiming that he was lost in a rockfall, but I know better. My wife and I were cleaning out our home, and we came across some of my great-grandfather's things locked in an old chest. I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company, and a key. It describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. They wanted Gratian to take a closer look. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value, as they locked that section of the mine off from everyone else. It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance. Finally, someone who believes me. I'm telling you, there's something big down there. Something that the East Empire Company wanted to hide from everyone. Look, my wife nags that I'm too old to go traipsing around these mines chasing my story. Time's my enemy. It's caught up with me before I could find the answers that I'm looking for. I do. I want to know what happened to Gratian, and what the East Empire Company is keeping from all of us. Gratian kept a journal of notes about his discoveries. If you can find his remains, I'm hoping it will help. Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me, so I can finally regain the respect that I've lost. Who's begging for patrons again, eh? Well, I suppose I could have just a bit. Look, I know I don't have much to go on. I have that unsent letter, and that's really it. But I also have a miner's instinct that's run in my family from before Gratian was even born. I may sound like a crazy old man to you, but I'm telling you, the tunnels here are solid. They would never collapse like that. She thinks that old age has addled my mind, that I'm seeing things when there's nothing to be seen. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I find out what happened to Gratian. Then I'll settle down peacefully and never set foot in this mine again. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, even before I discovered Gratian's old things. I just hope both of you don't mistake my enthusiasm for insanity. The damn fool doesn't even deserve to have it. The pickaxe was made for mining, not selling. I'll bet he stole it from the Skald in the first place. Good. Now let me get back to what I was doing. Be careful down there. Mind. Be treacherous.
Why you're leading Cretius on, I'll never understand. Well, that sounds lovely. Thank you. That foolish old man thinks he's 30 years younger than he is. He's going to get himself killed traipsing around the mine. He's convinced himself that there's some sort of... He came across some old letters that belonged to his... Cretius's great-grandfather worked for the East Empire. There's really nothing remarkable in the letters. I don't know what he's so excited about. Gratian Corellius. He was an explorer for the East Empire Company. Poor man. Can you imagine doing all that dangerous work just to end up dying at your own doorstep? There was a horrible accident, and he was killed when one of the tunnels collapsed. They were never even able to go down there and recover the body. The East Empire Company sealed that section off to prevent any more tragedies. Cretius is convinced it's a story cooked up by the company to cover up something else, but I don't know. My beloved is almost 80 years old, and I think the shock of finding one of his ancestors' things has left his mind a bit confused. I love him dearly, and I support everything he does. But I can't let him chase this silly idea, or he may end up joining Gratian in a rocky grave. I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
try the lower sections of the mine. I've never been able to get them.
Why you're leading Cretius on, I'll never understand.
Frey was 18 in the year 685 in the first era when he first saw Mournhold, the city of spires, to become home of the goddess. His cousin They were small and unfurnished, but bitter green grew outside the windows, and when the wind blew, they filled the air with a lovely spicy air. The chords of the song did not trouble him anymore. Sometimes he was even unconscious to it, so slow and melodic and unbecome. Occasionally, when he was passing through the streets on the way to the temple for his instruction, someone would pass him, and the song would rise in intensity before falling away again. Whatever was different about those people, Tay never tried to ascertain. He remembered the last time he had the song lead him and called him to murder his young cousin Vasta. The memory did not trouble him unduly, but he did not want to hurt anyone again, so unless he had to. House couriers regularly brought the trailers from Bainara. Still back in his little house on the island of Gorn. She might have gone to study at the temple. She was certainly intelligent enough, but she chose not to. In a year or two at most, she would have to leave and assume her place in House Idoril. But she was not in a hurry. Tay welcomed the trivial gossipy news the letters brought and responded back with news of his own studies and romances. In his third month in Mournhold, he had already met a girl. She was also a student in the temple, and her name was Akra. Tay wrote enthusiastically about her to Bainara, describing her as a reminder of herself. You're very devoted to your cousin, Akra laughed. And Tay showed her the letter. Am I looking at the last remains of the thwarted romance? She's lovely, but I never thought of her that way. Tay scoffed. Incest never particularly interested me. Is she a very close cousin then? Tay thought for a moment. I don't know. Truthfully, no one spoke much of either her parents or mine, so I really don't know how we were connected. They were but casualties of the war of the Red Mountain that I know, and it seemed to cast rather a pall on the adults' humour whenever asked about her parents or mine. After a while we stopped asking. But you're an Indoril too. Perhaps you're a closer cousin than Bainarf. Perhaps so, Akra smiled, rising upon a chair. She uncurled her hair, which had been pulled up in a formal arrangement reserved for well-born priestesses. As Tay watched transfigured, she removed a small brooch that had fallen to her shoulder cape. The soft silken fabric slipped down slowly, exposing her dark, slender body to him. And the first time, if we are, does incest particularly interest you now? As they made love, the song began to slow rhythmic ascension in Tay's head. The vision of Akra before him darkened and was replaced by images of his nightmares before returning again. When finally he collapsed, the room seemed filled with the fiery red clouds of a dream, and the scream of the woman and her child facing the death echoed in his head. He opened his eyes, and there was Akra smiling at him. Tay kissed her gracefully. To have been in her arms for the next 2 weeks, Tay and Akra were never far apart. Even when they were at study opposite wings of the temple, Tay thought of her and somehow knew she was thinking of him. They would rushed to be together afterwards, ravishing one another in his rooms every night and in a private corner of the temple garden every day. It was... Why am I reading this? It was while he was rushing to see his beloved one afternoon that the song rose up in powerful, strident tones at the approach of an old, ragged woman. He closed his eyes and tried to quiet it, but when he looked again at her purchasing cork bulb papyrus from a street vendor, he knew who she was. His old nursemaid from Gorn Idara. She who had abandoned him without even a farewell to join the family of the mainland. She didn't see him, and as she passed down the street, they turned and began to follow. They walked through shadowy passageways into the very poorest part of the city, a quarter of which was as an alien to him as the wildest principality of Akavir. She unlocked a small wooden door on the street without a name, and he finally called out to her name. She didn't turn, but when he followed, he found that the door had been left ajar. The chamber was murky and damp like a cave. She stood facing him, her face even more wrinkles than he had remembered. It was etched with lines of sorrow. He closed the door behind him, and she took his hand and kissed it. "You are so tall and strong," Idara said, beginning to weep. "I should have killed myself before I let them take me away from you." "How is your family?" Tay asked, coldly. You are my only family," she whispered. "The Idoril pigs forced me to leave, thrusting their blades in my face. When they discovered that I serve you and your family, not them, that bitch girl, Bainarab, saw me at a prayer of mourning." "You're speaking like a mad woman," Tyr sneered. "How could you love me and the family but hate the House Idoril? I am the House Idoril." "You are old enough to know the truth," Ideba said fiercely. Tay had barely joked about the madness, but he saw something close to it burning in her ancient eyes. "You are not born of House Idoril. They brought you into their house after the war, like they said, and the other houses brought in all of the orphans. It was the only way they sought to erase history and remove all traces of their enemies by raising their enemies as one of them." Tay turned towards the door. "I can see why you were taken away from the Gorn. Old woman, you are delusional." "Wait," Edward cried. Rushing to a musty cabinet, she retrieved an air glass globe that shimmered with a spectrum of colour, even in the chamber's gloom. "Do you still remember this? You slew that boy faster because he possessed it, and I took it from your room because you were not ready to face the facts of your inheritance and responsibility then. Did you not wonder why this trouble drew you so?" Tay grasped, and thought he did not want to see. "I hear a song sometimes. That is the song of your ancestors, of your true family," she said, nodding. "You must not fight it, for it is a song of destiny. It will lead you to whatever must be done." "Shut up. Everything you say is a lie. You're insane." Edinburgh threw the globe to the ground, with all the might shattering the deafening retort. The shards melted into the air, and what was left was a small silver ring, simply thwart with a flat crown. The old woman quietly picked it up and handed it to him. While he stood there, his banquet still trembling. "This is your inheritance, as the bearer of the 6th house." The ring's crown was meant to be for stamping. Stealing official house. He had been a similar ring crested with wing, which was the seal of the House Idoril. This was the ring, different with an insect design. Remembered the day when it was a symbol of the accursed House Tigra. The song took over all of the toy senses he had heard. Music smelled. His horror tasted, its sadness felt power. And the only thing he could do for it was the flames of destruction. When he took the ring and placed it on his finger, his mind was not aware of what he was doing. Or was too aware of anything but they did not. Oh. They don't even bear final words that fell bleeding to the ground. And it's a story.
Try the lower sections of the mine. I've never been able to get that far. Should have done that.
So, another seeker after knowledge enters my realm. I am Hermaeus Mora, Prince of Fate and Lord of Secrets. This is Apocrypha, where all knowledge is hoarded. Perhaps you will prove clever enough to uncover the secrets hidden here. Welcome. Oh, perhaps you are a fool or a coward. If so, you are in peril. Read your book again and escape before Apocrypha claims you forever.
don't know what I'm doing. Jesus.